ask further questions. So please come forward with your question. So it was crystal clear. Okay, I've got some.
Probably not.
No, it was great. Regarding time varying. So one thing which wasn't clear to me, so what you have achieved is for acoustic waves?
Yes. Can you say again? Can you say again your question?
So what you have achieved for time varying here, it's just for acoustic waves.
Yeah, it's for acoustic waves. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just for acoustic wave here, but you can see the backbone here is through the electronics. So it can be applied to other systems. For example, I just see a few days ago, there is a paper here. Yeah. Let me see. I should have this. Yeah. So this digital approach is very. Yeah. Let me see my mouse. I don't know why. Yeah. So this is for this kind of digital approach you can apply for different kind of waves. So you can see that the only thing you need to care is that it has to be it has to process the data fast enough. So from up to now, I see examples in acoustics, and I also see this paper just a few days ago that is working on from Huang Guolan Huang and Haberman on the elastic wave. They also do similar approach, but try to do it on the elastic wave. It's not time varying in his case, but I would guess the similar strategy can also be used for time varying. You can control fractal wave, for example. So in my case, it's acoustic wave, but you can extend it to other waves.
Okay, so speaking of which, before you mentioned Willis type elastic plates. So essentially, you say that you can map the Mindlin plate equations on some Willis media.
Yes. Yes, we actually
you can't do this for the Kirchhoff plate, of course. I understand that you can't do this for Kirchhoff plate, but you say that, so for instance, if I perform some geometric transform on the Mindlin plate theory, that would give really some Willis type metamaterial plate. This is what it would give.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I haven't tried, but what we do here is to extend the Mindlin plate theory with the Willis coupling. But I would imagine that if you do a coordinate transformation on the Mindlin plate theory, you're more expert on this. You did the fractal transformation.
Yeah, this is the obvious thing to do when you have done this for Kirchhoff, because so Kirchhoff, you know, there are some tricks to do this well for Kirchhoff plate. You need to pre-stress and so on. But effectively, perhaps Mindlin plate theory turns out to be form invariant, fully form invariant, if you start from the very beginning with some kind of this type metamaterial plate. That's very interesting. That's very
okay. I didn't know that. So you let me repeat it once more. So you say that for the Mindlin plate theory actually is form invariant.
Yeah. But
okay.
So starting from the we can think about it actually. We can exchange about it. Starting from the Willis type Mindlin plate, you can map it on itself. It would be self-consistent. It would be form invariant, just like the Willis equation form invariant.
Okay. So just like the Maxwell equation, then the Maxwell equation without biisotropy, it is form invariant. But with the biisotropy, it is also form invariant. Maybe it's in analogy to that. Okay. I'm happy to know that.
So obviously, if it is form invariant, then it's a good scheme for a cloak, of course. Then
okay.
The building block of the cloak would be, if you pass the next slide, it would be actually this, what we call this Willis material. So that would be the building block of your cloak. So you would have these kinds of unit cells, and you would scale or down this unit cell when you are towards the inner part or outer part of the cloak. Yeah, I see. Okay, this is because there are difficulties, you know, to make a good cloak with the Kirchhoff law equations. You have
I see.
issues which might be, but one thing you did not get in your approach, you control the Willis coupling. You can control the coupling. I mean, by changing the unit cell. I mean, you have a mean to fully control this. So, for instance, the coupling terms, you know how to control them?
Yeah, we can control, but they will also change other effective parameters. So so here I put it simple that you need two things to make this a Willis coupling. One is to break the symmetry. So forward and backward symmetry, you have to break it, just like how you do the bientropy. So that's the first condition. The second is that you need to make a resonance. So putting this together will make you a large Willis coupling here. But you can control, you can design, but it's quite a difficult process because if you also change other parameters, I would guess. So maybe that is a good way to do the digital approach, because now maybe it's like you can also use the digital approach on a plate, for example, by attaching this isoelectric speaker. You can, as I already mentioned, that there's a paper on that right now recently. So you can read this paper. So this is they try to prove that you can control transmission and reflection by using this Willis digital Willis coupling on a plate.
Okay. I have no further questions on my side, but that some people have. I mean, it's a really rich, talk. You touch upon many subjects, but really, I'm more interested into this Willis coupling and this modulated media. Actually, time modulated media and Willis media, they are related to one another.
Surely.
See, so you looked at the Fresnel drag with acoustic metamaterials. You know this Fresnel drag in time modulated media. You are interested in this kind of stuff?
Yeah. We are the time modulation. You can do also Willis if you put two atoms like that. You can also have a Willis coupling, for sure. And you can also make the time varying if you want. So that's the framework is there, but you need to plug it in your own control in terms of the software control.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
So perhaps we should thank our speaker again. I find this really inspirational. It's really nice. So Willis, any questions? I've got a last question. It's not related to your talk, but in the past, you designed this elastic wormhole.
Yes. I probably have this slide here. Let me see.
Yeah.
Maybe here.
Yes. Can you just say a few words about this, please?
Okay. So this is we are viewing it as a device that can just use the curvature to do a lens. Okay, so maybe put it in this simple verse is easier. So usually we use the structure to do the index, right? To do the refractive index, but we are trying to just use the curvature because anyway, so we may go back to the early development of transformation optics. We always say that the coordinate transformation is something related to the curvature, right? So it's very similar to general relativity that that the curvature you can interpret it like an index profile. So what we want to see here is that we just try to do the other one. If you want to do a refractive index, you just use a curve. You just use the curvature. So in transformation optics, we always say that you want to do curvature, then you just do the index profile. Then we try to do the other one. If you want to do an index profile, a lens, for example, then you try to do a curved plate. So the curved plate here is just a curved space for 2 dimensions. So this is the easy way to see. Then we try to fabricate this analog wormhole here. Then you can put a point source here. Then it will try to divert it and then try to magnify it in the other direction. I think this is not I forgot which one is the experiment. I'm sorry, but you put a point source and then you can see it like a lens. Okay, try to diverge the wave, and that's the caustic here, that the virtual caustic of this lens. Yeah, so the idea is not very complicated. Just we just prove the curvature you can do a lens. Okay, you can do a lens out of it.
And my recollection is that you did this also in the framework of the Kirchhoff law plate theory.
But this one,
it's
yes, yes.
It is, yeah.
But yeah, in the lowest approximation here, actually. Yeah.
So
and yeah, in that case, yes. Remember, we just use the simplest version. We just have a picture that is like curved. So you can measure the metric of how the wave go through the curved space. So from this perspective, the easier picture is the Kirchhoff one.
Yeah. I would be. In fact, a similar structure was proposed some while back by Muammer Kadik, but it was for electromagnetic waves. And
okay,
this was actually quite different because it was a single plate with 2 holes in the same plate and a handle body. Whereas in your case, I find this very nice. Plates,
okay,
and you actually have a hole in one plate and a hole in the other plate, and you make some surgery between the 2 plates. You connect some other 2 plates.
So yes, yeah.
It's fairly different, but it's quite fascinating, this wormhole, because I think it's not the end of the story. I think some people still work on it and try to find.
Of course, I have to note that this is not the full analogy because this is like the freeze metric. So you have to ignore some dimension in the wormhole, then it will become that metric. So it's never a complete analogy. But anyway, so this is so this is the curvature here. Okay.
So it's thank you so much. I'm very glad we had the opportunity to have you as a seminar speaker.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I hope I can visit London again soon. I don't know.
Yes, so,
I'm not sure.
But at least, if my recollection is correct, you will be one of our speakers at the conference, even if you.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm happy to come. Yes. I just afraid that this conferencing, maybe in the few years it will stay like that, right? Just online. I don't know. I hope not. But thank you for inviting me. It's my first webinar. Okay, or online webinar like that. Yeah, yeah. And thank you all for coming to my seminar. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, it's very strange for me because I don't meet you. I don't meet every one of you in a room. I also have no way to see who are in the room. But anyway, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, and let us thank you again.
Okay.
I think that that was actually the last webinar of our spring and summer sessions.
Oh, okay, okay.
The webinars, if I'm not mistaken, in mid-September, just after the London conference. So we have this metamaterial conference, which will be held physically in London from September 8 to September 10 for people who can come, and for people who cannot come.
I don't think it will. Yeah, I think at that time maybe within Europe is okay, right? I think within Europe probably okay. You can just travel. Yeah, at that time. Yeah. For someone outside probably.
No.
Yeah, anything you need 14 days to do the quarantine. I think just forget it.
Yeah. But in any case, it will be also online. So
okay.
We hope to have this opportunity to have people on site in London attending the conference and other people remotely from
I see. Okay.
Like you, or from USA like Andrea Lou, or Australia, or wherever they are. Okay, thank you so much, people, for attending this week.
Okay, thank you very much, all of you. Okay, so I try to disconnect that.
To seeing you back in September. Bye.
Okay, I hope so. Okay.
Jensen.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye all.